All right, let's turn to the NFL football. Rob G, Jerry Jones is at it again. All right, Dallas Cowboys owner for a million years. And obviously he's had a lot of success early on in his career when Jimmy Johnson was there, the coach, and was picking players. But the cupboard's been bare for longer than a quarter century. Rob G, what's happened with the Cowboys?
Well, I mean, yeah, they're not winning the Super Bowls, but they've definitely had a lot of talent over the years. And one thing that's been abundantly clear is that no matter what Jerry Jones says publicly, if you are a star player or a very good player, eventually you're going to get exactly what you want because he folds like a cheap tent.
Would you call him the Cave King? Is he the Cave King?
Absolutely. Most recently involving offensive lineman, all-pro, Zack Martin. Zack Martin's a very good offensive guard. He's been one of the highest paid and highest graded out offensive guards since he's been in the NFL. And he was looking for a new contract. Jerry Jones kept saying, "No, sir, I'm not going to give you a new deal. I got to pay Micah Parsons. I got to pay CeeDee Lamb. I got these other deals coming down the pike. I can't afford it. I'm sorry. You've already been paid handsomely. You got to deal with what you have left on your contract," which was 2 years, $27 million fully guaranteed. Flash forward after the first preseason game, the offensive line doesn't look too great for the Dallas Cowboys. And what do you know? Suddenly, Jerry Jones says, all right, 2 years, fully guaranteed $36 million, a raise of about $5 million a season just to keep Zack Martin happy.
Rob G, but this has happened time and time again. And Dave, is this a good owner as a player or a bad owner? Because I'm going to say this. I think he's the worst negotiator in American pro sports because he always seems to cave. I get it. You want to take care of your players. I'm not anti-player. I think guys should be paid what they deserve, and for people who produce, they should be paid. But Jerry doing what he's done hasn't gotten them any closer to winning a championship. It's been like 27, 28 years since they've been to an NFC championship. Forget about going to the Super Bowl. They haven't been to an NFC championship game in 27 years. Is Jerry a good owner or a bad owner because he always wants to be in the mix?
Okay, so my take on Jerry Jones is like this. As a player, I would love to play for an owner like Jerry Jones because Jerry Jones reminds me a lot of how Steinbrenner was. They love their team. They're passionate. They become the face of their organization, right? Of the team. They become the face. But Jerry wears a lot of hats, right? He's a general manager, owner, with president, CEO, the whole shebang. So all success rides on his shoulders, but also you have to accept all the failures as well. And
there've been a lot.
And there's been a lot. But here, they've had good players over the years, Rob. So I think it's a combination of things. I think it's a combination of, let's not forget now, there's other organizations out here trying to win too, Rob, right? And now there's some really good teams out here. And the Cowboys are going to have to make better moves to compete.
But let me give you another example. The Dak Prescott. They waited to pull the trigger to sign him and wound up costing them way more than Dak should have got. You remember that?
I don't know if he just likes playing the game.
But
I think he just likes rolling the dice. Let me play the game.
But in football, the longer you wait, the more it's going to cost you.
Jerry don't care about that. Look, I think part of the mystique and the aura of the Dallas Cowboys is Jerry Jones at some point being in the fray with a player unsigned, correct? Goes all the way back to Emmitt Smith and Ezekiel Elliott.
He did it with both of them, right?
Right. And again, if they had started out 2-0, Emmitt might have been waiting a few more weeks. But because they started out 0-2, he realized he needed Emmitt and went and paid for it. I think Jerry Jones likes this type of drama around contracts, knowing that eventually, if I got to pay, I'll pay.
Right. And it keeps him in the news.
Keeps him in the news. Keeps all the attention on the Cowboys, right? There's nothing like the good attention that it stays on the Cowboys. He's on TV every day. It's a lot of talk about it.
He's got a radio show in Dallas.
The buzz is all about the Cowboys. But Jerry knows at the end of the day, I need Emmitt, I need Ezekiel, I need Dak, and I need Martin. And when the time comes that if I got to pay him, then I'll pay him at that time.
But let me ask you this from this standpoint of an owner. And you want an owner to be involved. You just said it. You
I
want
do.
a guy who wants
I
to
want
win.
one that cares.
One who cares, not just to like, whatever happens, happens. But don't you also, because I think Jerry's the worst kind of owner because he's wearing too many hats, because he hasn't hired football people to make the big calls. There's a reason, and you mentioned it. They've had great players over the last quarter
They've
century.
had great players.
Okay, but they haven't been able to put it together
Correct.
and have not been able to win. Haven't been to the NFC Championship game since the 90s. I mean, it's ridiculous. And I blame Jerry because he's so caught up on wanting the attention rather than just hiring a football guy to make those calls and then say to yourself, I own the team. I still hired the guy. I'm going to get credit. He's already in the Hall of Fame. He already won 3 Super Bowls. Like he's set, right?
Yeah.
So why don't you turn it over to somebody and let them run your organization? You don't need to be the cook and the bottle washer and the waiter and all that all rolled into one. That's why I think he's a bad owner.
Okay, and I hear you. I would say to Jerry, you only know what you know, right? Jerry, get some new guys in here. Get some guys that can give you a different perspective on scouting.
And not just yes men.
Exactly. Get some other guys in here. Get some energy. Get some other guys in here with some knowledge as well that may be able to have you think in ways in which you've never thought. Have you look at players in a different way. Have you look at various things throughout the organization in a different way. Jerry's been running it by himself this whole time. If you haven't gotten a championship running it by yourself, it's okay to step back and say, let's bring in someone or other guys to help with this. You can still be the face. You can still do all that, but you need help, obviously. You need other intelligent, smart football people to come in here and help you and your son, Steven, who was a big part of running this organization.
Of what's going on. But it
You
can't
need
be
that.
the Cowboys shouldn't be run like a mom and pop store. You got to bring, and I know Will McClay does a lot of their drafting. I
will
know
say
Will
this.
McClay, he used to work in Detroit. He's done a great job for them drafting wise. But I just wonder if they had a football guy really heading the organization all these years, would they have not won for Jerry another Super Bowl or 2 or 3?
Look, I'm a Bengals fan. No skin in the game. I know you're not a Cowboys fan growing up, right? So we have no skin in the game, right? So let's look at it from this standpoint as well. Listen, Jerry, this is Jerry Jones' team, right? He the owner. He owns the team, which means he can do whatever he wants to do with the team that he owns. Okay? I could care less if the Cowboys win a Super Bowl. I could care less. I want the Bengals to win. So what I'm saying is the only people that's truly concerned or have any concerns got to be Cowboy fans.
Right.
Right?
The
Anybody
rest of the
else?
league is happy.
I'm not mad at Jerry Jones wanting to run his team the way he wants to run it and be involved the way he wants to be involved. You can't tell another man how to run his organization.
Do you when you look at the Cowboys and their failure, I mean, when you think of, there's like 4 teams that haven't been to the NFC Championship game in these years. One is like the Lions, the Browns, maybe not even the Browns, but like 4 teams, and the Cowboys are one of them. It's almost mind-boggling when you think about.
And you would never think the Cowboys would be in that position.
Would be lumped in with the Lions. Am I right?
Not at all.
Think about that.
You would never think that.
Because they won 3 out of 4 when they had Emmett and Aikman
but again, Jerry looks in the mirror. He can't blame anyone. You're the owner, general manager, president. You make all the moves. You're the last say on everything. So whatever team that you've put together, that's on you. Do you want to continue this path, continue to do the same way, or do you want to try to shake it up a little bit? It behooves me that he does not want to shake it up a little bit. And like I said, it's okay to hire other minds.
Right. It doesn't mean that you're not involved. But it's like he's living in this whole idea that I have to be. I want to win, and it's got to be that I put the pieces together. That's the only way.
Look,
Jimmy
Dallas
Johnson and him, right?
Cowboys-
I mean, he had Jimmy Johnson.
Yes.
And
one of the greatest
right
head coaches, I think,
and
ever.
he did a great job with bringing in players and the whole 9 yards. They win the 2 Super Bowls. He get into disagreement.
Yes.
And they win the 3rd one, but it was with Jimmy's players. Remember when that?
Yeah.
And then Jimmy's gone, and it's been dry. The well's been dry since then.
Yeah.
So I just wonder why would you not understand that you can still get credit for winning even if you hire somebody.
Man,
All right.
sometimes they want to do it by themselves, Rob. I mean, so much of his identity is wrapped up in being the owner of the Dallas Cowboys. He's not trying to lose any of that type of power, and giving someone else an opportunity to come in, and then people are talking about, well, they're better because of this acquisition or this new guy that came in with some energy, and now that takes all the attention away from Jerry.
Right.